But I come from a whole family of teachers. My sister is a special ed teacher in Chicago. My father just retired after 25 years teaching fifth grade. My aunt and uncle were professors. My cousins all teach. Everybody in my family basically teaches except for me. They taught me that the only way to get the right answers is to ask the right questions. So what are the right questions when it comes to improving the educational outcomes for our children? So there's obviously many important questions, but I think the following is a good place to start. What do we think the connection is between a child's growing mind to their growing body? What can we expect our kids to learn if their diets are full of sugar and empty of nutrients? What can they possibly learn if their bodies are literally going hungry? And with all the resources that we are pouring into schools, we should stop and ask ourselves, are we really setting our kids up for success? Now, a few years ago, I was a judge on a cooking competition called Chopped. 4 chefs compete with mystery ingredients to see who can cook the best dishes. Except for this episode, it was a very special one. Instead of 4 overzealous chefs trying to break into the limelight, something that I would know nothing about, these chefs were school chefs. You know, the women that you used to call lunch ladies, but the ones that I insist we call school chefs. Now, these women, God bless these women, they spent their day cooking for thousands of kids, breakfast and lunch, with only $2.68 per lunch, with only about $1 of that actually going to the food. Now, in this episode, the main course mystery ingredient was quinoa. Now, I know it's been a long time since most of you have had a school lunch, and we've made a lot of progress on nutrition, but quinoa still is not a staple in most school cafeterias. So this was a challenge. But the dish that I will never forget was cooked by a woman named Cheryl Barbara. Cheryl was a nutrition director at high school in the community in Connecticut. She cooked this delicious pasta. It was amazing. It was a pappardelle with Italian sausage, kale, Parmesan cheese. It was delicious, like restaurant quality good, except she basically just threw in the quinoa pretty much uncooked into the dish. It was a strange choice, and it was super crunchy. So I took on the TV sort of accusatory judge thing that you're supposed to do, and I asked her why she did that. Cheryl responded, well, first, I don't know what quinoa is, but I do know that it's a Monday, and that in my school, at high school in the community, I always cook pasta. See, Cheryl explained that for many of her kids, there were no meals on the weekends. No meals on Saturday. No meals on Sunday either. So Cheryl she cooked pasta because she wanted to make sure she cooked something that she knew her children would eat. Something that would stick to their ribs, she said. Something that would fill them up. Cheryl talked about by the time Monday came, her kids' hunger pains were so intense that they couldn't even begin to think about learning. Food was the only thing on their mind. The only thing. And unfortunately, the stats, they tell the same